Welcome back to the Isle of Siptah, Exiles. I'm going to talk today about the rewards from the vaults. The first time that I was playtesting in here, I sort of rushed through the vault as I normally do to get to the end, so all I discovered was the insignia. And then I started discovering that, hey, there's some of these armors that I found in the admin panel actually come from the vaults. There are a lot of things to find in the vaults now. So every vault will have an insignia. Every vault will have new armor. And every vault will have new weapons. Almost all of the vaults will have a trophy. So this is something that you can craft. You'll have to find pieces of the creature that you're fighting in order to create the trophy. Some of the vaults will double up on the craftables. So the goblin and the gremlin, they get the same craftable. It's just at a different location. So if you hit one vault first, you'll get the craftable there. And if you went to the other vault, then you'll get the same craftable. Now, most of the things are not that hard to find. You just have to pay attention to what you're looking for. I think the hardest things was to find the trophy crafting recipe, because these are items that look just like the item you need to craft it. And those things are laying around on the floor somewhere. So you have to look through a lot of debris and dirt on the vault floor, go through every room, scan everything, just zigzag back and forth, and see if you get something that wants you to press an E, because some of those things are very hard to find, especially when the colors match the interior of the dungeon. So be sure to bring a bright torch with you. And also, since the dungeons are harder now, they are level 60, the creatures have some new animations, some new damage, all this stuff. It could be a little bit harder, so definitely bring extra friends with you. And it never hurts to have extra sets of eyes looking out for these craftable interactive things that are inside the dungeon. Okay, so when we look at all of the rewards that we get from the vaults, you can see that we got quite a lot of content. I'm actually pretty impressed with the amount we get just from the vaults. We get armor, we get weapons, we get insignia, we get trophies, and we get statues. So let's have an up-close look at the armors. Now, first up we have the aspect of the fiend. All of the helmets are called aspects. They just reflect the race of the creature that we defeated in order to learn this armor. We have aspect and chest of the wolf. And I will note again that the wolf vaults give the same recipe, the same feats. Aspect of the demon. This covers the vault for the outsiders as well as the demon spider. Aspect, fist, and fins of the drowned. I really like these. They have the little fins. They literally have fins on the arms and the feet. And the little helmet here. And then next we have aspect and hands of the goblinoid. And these tend to cover the gremlins and the goblins vault. And then we have claws of the harpy. Now this one was kind of interesting because the gloves are more like gloves with rings and not so much claws. But still they're very nice. I like the idea of having the rings on the gloves. So style-wise, I still like them. And then we have aspect and gloves of Jill. And this one has more like a bird aspect. And the hands are the ones, these are the ones that actually look like claws. So that's very cool as well. Then we have bracers of the serpent. And also there's a boots of the serpent. I forgot to put that on the sign, but there's a boot of the serpent. And then we have an aspect of the bat. This one, well, it could be horns, but it's more or less, it's the ears of the bat. I like it. You could probably pull off some kind of a Batman costume with this. And then here I have the chest of the items, so we can kind of look at the the attributes of these. So the aspect of Jill is light, and the special effect is Fleetfoot. I assume that has something to do with movement speed. Aspect of the bat has bonus survival, grit, vitality. It is also light. Aspect of the demon is a light armor, but the armor value is 192, which is equivalent to a heavy armor, and the special effect is dense, and I assume that the dense is what's going to give it extra armor. Aspect of the drowned gives you water breathing. However, this is not true water breathing. This is more like iron lungs, so don't get too excited. You're still going to be losing air while wearing this in the water. You just lose it slowly. It's a medium. Aspect of the fiend is heavy. Its armor is durable. Aspect of the goblinoid gives you gremlin digestion, so I assume this gives you extra survival. And it is medium. Aspect of the wolf is heavy armor with the armor value of 192, and it gives you great wolf's strength. And then I'm skipping over to chest guard of the wolf. This is also heavy with armor value of 336, and it gives you great wolf's rage. And from what we can tell from this is when your stamina is depleted, you will go into a berserker mode. Then we have boots of the serpent. Its armor value is very light. It's only 16, and it gives you bonus encumbrance. Bracers of the serpent is light, armor value of 16 with bonus strength. Claws of the harpy is also light with armor value of 16, and it is durable, so it won't be destroyed so fast. These really lightweight ones with the lower armor value are not very useful to a person who is level 60 going through these dungeons, so I'm a bit disappointed on the armor value of these. Fins of the drowned gives you cleansing, which I am going to assume that means that you're going to lose corruption while you're wearing these, so that's kind of an interesting effect. Fists of the drowned gives you a bonus to all stats. It is also medium, as well as the boots are medium. Gloves of Jill gives you Jill's stamina, so this paired with the aspect of Jill, the Fleetfoot, would help with running. It just kind of reinforces that concept that this is going to make you faster. And Hands of the Goblinoid reduce climbing cost. So these are your new updated climbing gloves for the Isle of Siptah, and the armor value is 44. So overall, a little bit disappointed with the armor values, but still they are interesting. And if you're wearing a mod like Fashionist, you can decorate yourself with these. You don't have to worry too much about the armor values, but you will lose the effects as well. Now we have the weapons. So there's the insignia of the fiend, and for the weapons you get a shield, a sword, an axe, and a spear. And looking at these, all of the weapons will give you bonus strength. They're decent damage, not spectacular damage, about 50, 48, 50. And the shield will give you also bonus strength and shield smash and health damage of 42 with armor penetration of 12. Now the wolf The wolf was kind of interesting because this one is the only one that you do not get a trophy for. So what you get instead is that the boss will drop this extra weapon. So the boss drops the claws of the wolf, which is 43 health damage and 19 armor penetration. No other stat bonuses. However, once you get to the end of the vault, after killing the boss, you also get the chance to craft Claws of the Great Wolf, which gives you 44 health damage, 17 armor pen, and bonus strength and agility. So a much better set of claws than what you get off the boss. So I'm not quite sure why we don't get a trophy of the wolf, but that's what we found when we went through there. Let me know if somebody finds a trophy for this, but we could not find one in the vault or in the admin panel. Dagger of the Great Wolf, Great Axe of the Great Wolf, and Great Sword of the Great Wolf, all with bonus strength and agility and the usual things that we expect with these weapons, the bleed for the daggers and cripple for the sword. Then we have the Demon Spider, there's the insignia up there. And we get quite a bit of weapons with this one. We get a battle axe of the Outer Dark, daggers, sword. We get a pike, and we get a great sword. And sunder, I think all of these are sunder. Yep. So the special bonus is sunder for all of these weapons. And then we have the drowned. You get a lot, even more weapons with the drowned, and they are purple. This is probably my favorite of all of the designs. Very pretty. So we have the Feroxic Pike. All of these are poisoned. All of these weapons are poisoned. So pike, warhammer, dagger, great sword, war axe, a bow, and also, I believe, no, this is not the one, this one does not give you arrows. So you get the bow. So then we have the Goblin Gremlin Vault weapons, and you get a shield. These are all called in Carmine, so everything starts with in Carmine. This is bleed, a shield that's 44 damage, 13 pen, and bleed and shield smash. I believe everything has bleed on this set of weapons. So daggers, great sword, sword, axe, war axe, and a war hammer. Then we have the harpy. This one has only 3 weapons, and they're actually quite plain, comparatively plain. But it gives you the arrows to go with the bow, so that's nice. You get the harpy's daggers, which is bonus agility. These are bonus agility weapons. Spear, and the bow. Nothing too impressive damage-wise for any of the harpy weapons. Then we have Jill, and this has 4 weapons. We've got Featherlight, Battle Axe, bonus grit, the bow, bonus grit, daggers, bonus grit, you get the picture. And then we get a chakram as well, with bleed. And then we have the serpent. This also has only 3 items in it. We have the serpent's dagger, which gives you acidic, which is the stuff that will break through armor. We have the sword, which is acidic. And we have the serpent's chakram, which is also bleed and acidic. And then finally we have the bat. This one had quite a deal of weapons as well. This is the, everything here is the something of Nurgle. So the great sword of Nurgle is exhausting it's exhausting, so I'm assuming that for the exhausting attribute, it's going to drain stamina and cripple. Both of these swords do that. The throwing axe, well, it has this attribute called returning. I don't know what that means. Let's see. It does not say very much about what returning means, but I think it is a key word for radiate. So it says that artifacts from this terrible dimension are charged with the Nurgle's baleful hatred of all living things and radiate with supernatural coldness as a result. So I don't know if that means that they get an effect like returning damage that they give you to them, or if it means returning to your inventory. It's not very clear. We have to play with this a little bit. And then we have the Spear of Nurgle, also exhausting, and the Battle Axe, also exhausting. And then next we're going to look at the trophies. Now these trophies are very interesting. They look like the pieces that you find on the floor of the vault that you need to learn the skill, and also pieces that you find in the monsters of the vault, particularly the bosses that you need to craft the trophy. So the only one, like I said, is the wolf. We don't get a wolf trophy. So we have the goblin horn. And this one was very hard to find because, as you can see from the color, that it is the same color as the vault floor and walls. Very hard to find, so this one took a lot of zigzagging through the vault back and forth from beginning to end and back again, going to side rooms and just looking for anything that triggered the interactive E command on my screen. This is the Fiend Bone, and the piece you need to look for is quite a bit larger than this, but it is exactly the same shape. Drowned Scale, the scale of the drowned ones. Demon Spider Chunk. This one was not so hard to find as it was just very tricky to find, because there are piles of bones with pieces of these chitinous legs from the spider demons all throughout the place, and not all of them will give you the skill to craft the trophy, so you have to find the one that is not stuck in a big pile of bones and that you can interact with. So this took a little time of interacting with everything that we saw that looked like this. So this is the bird wing. This will be coming from the Jill vault. Then we have the bat claw, which is disturbingly humanoid. We have the serpent man hand, which is also disturbingly humanoid. And then we have the harpy feather. And the harpy feather looks just like this when you're trying to find it in the vault. It is a large orange feather. It is actually larger than this on the floor. And it was quite hard to find as well for some reason, even though we probably ran past it a dozen times. So then we have the statues. We have the drowned statue, the fiend statue, the goblin statue. This one looks very humanoid though, with this face. Harpy statue, you can see. Now, for some reason, I have obtained 2 harpy statues. I cannot explain this, but I have. So one looks more like a bird. And then this harpy here. It's harpy statue 1 and 2. Then we have the serpent statue. And the wolf statue, which I like. I really like the wolf statue. It's got a lot of personality to it. And then we have the bird statue, which I like as well. And then we have the bat statue, which also looks very humanoid with its expression. And we have the spider statue, which is very spider-like. Imagine that. So, very impressive little statues to collect and put into your home. They go very well with the storm glass style of the Isle of Siptah. But as you can see, look at all of this content that we got from this update. I feel like this is a great step forward. It does make the vaults a lot more rewarding to go in and find something new that you can craft and put in your home. Some new weapons that you can craft as well. Just amazing. I really am impressed with the amount of items that we got for the vaults. Alright, that should do it for the vault rewards. I think I am quite impressed with this collection. I hope you have fun looking for all these items in the vaults and exploring and discovering these items. Thank you, and I will see you next time. Thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this presentation. Please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel, Oma Games. If you would like to see my live streams, please go to twitch.tv and follow Miss Oma. Take care, everybody, and I will see you next time.